As each day passes by the Earth, our home is slowly losing its essence. Much of the cause is the bad habits and the lifestyle that we as humans possess. Our civilizations became an advanced modern society that is based upon ways we can obtain our comfort and luxury. We are living in this world where most of our values are to please ourselves. If the mass majority of us continues to live like this, our Earth will no longer be the same place. In the following decades, we as a society value our ideology and are expected to respect each other and to act with honor and class. However, we can't bother to respect the very land we inhabit. To me, is something baffling. So then again, I advise you to look at yourself and to realize the role you play, because we are humanity's line of defense. There is no time for us to be consumed by our greed, denial, cynicism, or pessimism. This is deeper than justice. It's about solidarity, human solidarity. And if we can't put our pleasures above the lives of each other, then we are nothing more than scum. We are in these critical times where everyone doesn't cooperate to act together. Our whole world will end up suffering.
Fossil fuels, gas, and coal in the industrial age have changed us invention after invention. The production was great. However, the negatives quickly began to show their ugly side as the more we invented. The more we produce, the more gases we create. So why is this a bad thing? Here's the thing. The more greenhouse gases that are emitted to the atmosphere, the hotter the Earth gets. Greenhouse gases themselves are warmer than the atmosphere around them. So the more the atmosphere is exposed to these gases, the hotter the Earth gets. When the atmosphere gets hotter, the ozone layer starts to thin, thus causing the sun's hot rays to pierce into the Earth. The combined heat of the sun and greenhouse gases, in turn, causes a plethora of natural disasters, as well as a series of adverse effects, which will evidently leave the Earth uninhabitable. The second aspect of how humans can cause climate change is by consuming meat products. People are deliberately setting wildfires to clear up space so they can farm meat. This can lead to billions of tons of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere. This is removing one of the Earth's natural abilities to dispose of carbon dioxide. Secondly, many meat industries produce and manufacture meat in factories and use many types of transportation to export these meats. All of this links to fossil fuel usage, therefore purchasing industrial meats leads to anthropogenic climate change. Our planet is being harmed and broken down to create and use certain luxuries. Many natural habitats are disintegrating, ecosystems are collapsing, and environments are tearing down. As we see right now, life will be imbalanced due to the plethora of impacts climate change has given rise to. The Earth's ozone layer is slowly being depleted, weather patterns are drastically fluctuating, sea levels are constantly rising, there's thawing permafrost and shrinking glaciers, we're experiencing rising minimum and maximum temperatures, and there's a great increase of natural disasters. These are only some of the adverse effects that climate change has caused on our home planet Earth. In order for us to make a change, we need to take action on both societal and individual levels. Many environmental activists are promoting a global climate movement. They elaborate on how humanity must act on climate change now because we are currently experiencing a mass extinction. Therefore, world leaders, nations, communities, and regional governments all must be on board. Share information, discuss, protest, convince others to care, and promote awareness about climate change. If people don't consider climate change as an issue, people won't take societal action. Before we can take measures, it is critical that we spread the word about this issue so the idea is actually acknowledged. We can do this by voting, supporting and promoting parties such as the Green Party. This will allow us to proceed to the next step, which is actually taking action. Slowly changing all of Canada's electricity to come from renewable resources, setting limits for industries to release emissions, and adding big penalties and fines for breaking the limits are some of the things that these parties promise. To fight climate change, we need to make big changes in our society.
Although we can't change the mindset of all of mankind, there's much we can do without sacrificing everything. Small ways we can make a difference is by promoting Meatless Mondays. You know, talking about the science about not eating much meat, trying our best to kind of get people to leave meat and to approach other sources of protein that may be much more helpful towards the environment. Using public transportation or biking. Public transportation or biking are two very good alternatives towards your transportation, and they can definitely reduce your carbon footprint. Staying indoors, COVID situation going on, it's always good to stay indoors, and that could definitely reduce your carbon footprint as well. Support companies and brands that support better alternatives rather than fossil fuels. Tesla, solar panels, windmills, any of these companies that kind of push these the sustainable atmosphere, the sustainable lifestyle, we should always try to go for them. Boycott brands that use greatest amount of fossil fuels and harm the environment. Some brands genuinely do not care. They just want your money and they don't care about the environment. We need to stop this. We need to boycott their products and to get them to start producing more environmentally friendly products, because at the end of the day, the brands are the ones that control our lifestyle, and if we control them, then we can be able to control this environment. Purchase energy efficient products. Plant trees in your garden. Listen up. To make a big difference, we need this action to take place on a massive scale. Every little thing counts. Rather than sacrificing your lifestyle, you are protecting our natural habitat, our Mother Nature, Earth. Life's all something we are programmed to value dearly, a privilege given to all of us. It's something that society is perceived to be brutal yet beautiful, harsh yet precious. However, our lifestyles, our luxuries are now valued more than those who come after us. Our children, our successors, life has become sweeter, and the sweeter life becomes, the more greed festers within us. This is our message. This is our proposal. Are you going to sacrifice some small aspects of your life for the liberty of our future, the liberty of our children, the liberty of our grandchildren, or are you going to keep it all to yourself? Choice is yours. Do what you will.